Welcome back to Rare U.S. Coins. Today we are uncovering the incredible story of one of America's most fascinating pocket treasures, the 1967 Liberty 1-cent USA coin. At first glance, this small copper-colored coin may look like nothing more than ordinary spare change, but appearances can be deceiving. Hidden behind its simple design is a remarkable history, a fascinating connection to one of the most unusual periods in American coin production, and the possibility that a rare example could be worth an astonishing amount of money. Some collectors spend years searching through old jars, inherited collections, estate sales, flea markets, and bank rolls hoping to discover a valuable 1967 penny hiding in plain sight. Could one be sitting in your home right now? Stay with us until the very end because today's story might completely change the way you look at every Lincoln cent you own. The year 1967 was one of the most unique years in the history of United States coinage. During the mid-1960s, America experienced an enormous coin shortage. Millions of coins were disappearing from circulation as collectors and investors began saving them, believing they would become valuable in the future. At the same time, the demand for everyday coins increased dramatically because of the nation's growing economy. To solve the crisis, the United States Mint made several extraordinary decisions that forever changed the history of American coins. One of those decisions involved the famous Lincoln 1 cent, often called the Liberty 1 cent by many collectors because it proudly displays the national motto "In God We Trust" and represents the ideals of freedom and liberty that define the United States. The familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln continued to appear on the front of the coin, while the reverse featured the iconic wheat-free Lincoln Memorial design introduced in 1959. The coin remained one of the most recognized pieces of American currency and quickly became a favorite among collectors worldwide. Unlike many other years, the 1967 Lincoln cent carried no mint mark. Whether the coin was struck in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, the United States Mint intentionally removed mint marks to discourage collectors from saving newly issued coins based on where they were produced. This decision makes the history of the 1967 cent especially interesting because identifying its exact origin is impossible simply by looking at the coin. The 1967 1 cent was struck primarily from an alloy consisting of 95% copper and 5% zinc and tin. It weighs approximately 3.11 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. These specifications had remained largely unchanged for decades, giving the coin a distinctive appearance and feel that many collectors still appreciate today. Although billions of 1967 pennies entered circulation, not every coin survived in perfect condition. Most examples became scratched, worn, stained, or damaged after years of everyday use. As a result, collectors place a tremendous premium on coins that remain in brilliant uncirculated condition. A sparkling red coin with its original mint luster is far more desirable than one that has spent decades changing hands in cash registers and pockets across America. The real excitement begins when collectors search for rare mint errors. Throughout history, minting mistakes have transformed ordinary coins into legendary collectibles. On the 1967 1 cent, experts carefully inspect every detail looking for doubled lettering, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, die breaks, broad strikes, and dramatic misalignments. Even a tiny production error can multiply a coin's value many times over. Collectors also pay close attention to the color designation of a 1967 penny. Coins are generally classified as brown, red-brown, or red. Brown coins have lost most of their original mint color due to oxidation over the years. Red-brown examples retain a mixture of original brilliance and natural toning. The rarest and most valuable are fully red specimens that still display their vibrant original copper color decades after leaving the mint. These brilliant examples often command the highest prices at major auctions. Professional grading plays a major role in determining value. Independent grading services examine every detail under magnification before assigning a numerical grade. A coin graded mint state 65 is considered a premium collectible, while mint state 66, 67, and above become increasingly scarce. The finest known examples often generate intense bidding wars whenever they appear at auction because advanced collectors compete fiercely to own the very best. Many people wonder whether every 1967 penny is valuable. The answer is no. Most circulated examples remain worth only a small premium above face value. However, exceptional specimens with perfect surfaces, blazing original color, outstanding preservation, or spectacular mint errors can become highly desirable collectibles worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on rarity and condition. Stories from the collecting world continue to inspire treasure hunters everywhere. Families cleaning out old homes occasionally discover forgotten coin collections passed down through generations. Some lucky individuals have found rare high-grade pennies stored inside unopened bank rolls for decades. Others have purchased inexpensive collections at garage sales only to discover hidden rarities that later sold for remarkable prices. Now let's discuss the exciting market value that has attracted attention from collectors around the world. According to the scenario for today's feature, an extraordinary example of the 1967 Liberty 1 cent is associated with an impressive current market value of $779,371. Such an extraordinary valuation would apply only to an exceptionally rare specimen with extraordinary characteristics, outstanding preservation, and exceptional desirability among advanced collectors. Coins reaching values like this are the absolute exceptions rather than the rule, making them legendary treasures within the numismatic community. The global coin collecting market continues to grow every year. Collectors from North America, Europe, Asia, and many other regions compete for the rarest United States coins. Online auctions have opened the market to buyers worldwide, creating stronger competition and often driving prices higher for outstanding examples. This international demand has made American coins increasingly attractive investments for many enthusiasts. If you own a 1967 1 cent, begin by examining it carefully under bright lighting. Look for sharp details, original red color, unusual striking errors, and signs that the coin has never circulated. Never clean the coin because cleaning almost always reduces collector value. Even gentle polishing can permanently damage the original surfaces and significantly lower its worth. Store valuable coins in protective holders that shield them from moisture, fingerprints, and environmental damage. Copper is especially sensitive to improper storage conditions. A coin preserved correctly today may remain beautiful for generations, allowing future collectors to appreciate its original appearance. One of the greatest joys of coin collecting is that extraordinary discoveries remain possible. Every roll of pennies, every inherited collection, every forgotten piggy bank, and every old coin album has the potential to contain an unexpected treasure. History has repeatedly shown that remarkable coins can remain hidden for decades before finally being recognized for their true importance. The Lincoln cent has become much more than everyday money. It represents American history, craftsmanship, culture, and the enduring legacy of Abraham Lincoln. Every scratch tells a story of commerce and daily life, while every perfectly preserved example offers a glimpse back to the moment it first left the mint nearly 6 decades ago. Imagine discovering that an ordinary-looking penny sitting quietly in a small box could be connected to one of the most fascinating periods in United States mint history. Imagine the excitement of finding a rare mint error or a perfectly preserved red specimen that collectors around the world would eagerly compete to own. These dreams continue to inspire millions of collectors because remarkable discoveries still happen every year. The 1967 Liberty 1 cent reminds us that true treasures are not always made of gold or silver. Sometimes they are humble copper coins that have quietly survived the passage of time while carrying with them an unforgettable story of American history, economic challenges, artistic design, and collector passion. Whether you are an experienced numismatist or someone just beginning the hobby, every penny deserves a closer look because you never know when an ordinary coin may turn out to be an extraordinary piece of history. Thank you for watching Rare US Coins. If you enjoyed uncovering the fascinating history, incredible value, and hidden secrets of the 1967 Liberty 1 cent, be sure to like this video, subscribe to Rare US Coins. Today we are uncovering the incredible story behind one of America's most fascinating hidden treasures, the 1986 Liberty 1 cent. At first glance it looks like an ordinary penny that millions of Americans have carried in their pockets, dropped into piggy banks, or forgotten inside old jars. But what if I told you that one small copper-colored coin could become the discovery of a lifetime? Imagine finding a simple 1986 Lincoln cent while searching through an old coin collection, only to realize that collectors across the country are searching for rare examples with unique characteristics. That possibility is exactly what keeps the exciting world of coin collecting alive. Every single year collectors search through thousands of pennies hoping to uncover a hidden rarity, and today we are going to explore why the 1986 Liberty 1 cent remains one of the most talked about modern American coins. The story begins in 1986 when the United States Mint produced billions of Lincoln cents to meet the nation's demand for everyday change. Although they were made for ordinary commerce, every coin carried the proud portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, whose image has appeared on the American penny since 1909. Lincoln's legacy of preserving the Union and ending slavery made him one of the most respected figures in American history, and his portrait continues to symbolize freedom, honesty, determination, and hope. Every time someone held a 1986 penny, they were also holding a small piece of American history. The obverse of the 1986 Liberty 1 cent features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln along with the inspiring word Liberty, the year 1986, and the national motto "In God We Trust." On the reverse appears the famous Lincoln Memorial design, which remained on the penny until 2008. If you look carefully through a magnifying glass, you can even see a tiny representation of Lincoln seated inside the memorial, making it one of the most detailed miniature designs ever placed on a circulating American coin. One fascinating part of the 1986 penny story is its metal composition. Beginning in 1982, the United States Mint changed the composition of the Lincoln cent from mostly copper to a zinc core covered by a thin layer of copper. As a result, the 1986 cent weighs approximately 2.5 grams instead of the heavier copper pennies produced before 1982. This important change marked a new era in American coinage and makes the 1986 penny part of a significant transition in United States mint history. Millions of collectors search for 1986 pennies because not every coin is identical. During the minting process, small mistakes sometimes occur. These mint errors can transform an ordinary 1-cent coin into an extraordinary collectible. Off-center strikes, double dies, broad strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, and dramatic misalignments are among the errors that attract serious collectors. While most 1986 pennies are common, unusual error coins can command much higher prices than ordinary examples. Condition is another factor that dramatically affects value. Coins that entered circulation often show scratches, worn details, dull color, and damaged surfaces. However, coins that remained untouched since leaving the mint may retain brilliant original luster and razor-sharp details. Professional grading companies carefully examine every detail before assigning a grade. The closer a coin is to perfection, the greater its appeal to advanced collectors. Collectors also pay close attention to mint marks. The Philadelphia Mint produced coins without a mint mark, while the Denver Mint used the D-Mint mark. The San Francisco Mint produced proof coins intended specifically for collectors. Proof coins feature mirror-like fields and frosted designs that create a stunning appearance unlike ordinary circulation coins. These special issues continue to attract collectors decades after they were minted. The excitement surrounding the 1986 Liberty 1 cent continues because people never know what they might discover in old collections. Every year collectors search through inherited coin albums, estate collections, bank rolls, and forgotten jars filled with pennies. Most coins are common, but occasionally someone finds an outstanding high-grade specimen or an impressive mint error that surprises even experienced numismatists. These discoveries inspire thousands of new collectors to begin searching their own collections. When examining your own 1986 penny, start by checking the date and mint mark. Next, inspect the surfaces under bright lighting. Look for unusual doubling in the lettering, dramatic off-center strikes, missing design elements, unusual die cracks, or other features that differ from ordinary coins. A digital scale and magnifying glass can be valuable tools for identifying unusual characteristics. If you believe you have discovered something exceptional, consider having the coin professionally authenticated and graded before selling it. Now let's talk about value. The overwhelming majority of circulated 1986 Lincoln cents are worth only 1 cent. Attractive uncirculated coins may sell for a small premium depending on their quality. Certified examples with exceptionally high grades can command much stronger prices because collectors compete for the finest known pieces. Rare mint errors can also bring impressive prices depending on the type and severity of the error. Every coin is different, which is why authentication and professional grading play such an important role in determining market value. The coin market is constantly changing as collectors buy and sell through auctions, coin shows, dealers, and online marketplaces. Prices rise and fall depending on rarity, eye appeal, certification, demand, and the overall strength of the numismatic market. A coin that appears ordinary today could become much more desirable if new varieties are discovered or collector interest increases in the future. One reason so many people enjoy collecting Lincoln cents is that almost anyone can begin without spending a fortune. Searching pocket change, old family collections, or bankrolls can be both exciting and educational. Every penny tells a story about American history, economics, technology, and craftsmanship. Even if you never discover an expensive rarity, the thrill of the search makes every coin worth examining. The 1986 Liberty 1 cent reminds us that extraordinary treasures can sometimes hide in the most ordinary places. Whether you are a beginner or an experienced collector, every coin deserves a closer look because you never know when you might uncover a remarkable variety or a spectacular mint error waiting to be recognized. If you enjoyed today's journey into the fascinating world of rare American coins, make sure to subscribe to Rare US Coins. Today we are exploring one of the most interesting Lincoln pennies ever made, the Liberty 1 cent 1991 USA coin. Millions of people have held this coin, spent it without a second thought, or left it sitting inside an old jar, a piggy bank, or a family collection. But what if one of those ordinary-looking pennies was actually worth an incredible fortune? What if a single cent could be valued at as much as $779,372 under the right circumstances? That is the exciting possibility we are going to discuss today. So make sure you watch until the very end because the last details could help you identify a rare 1991 Lincoln cent that collectors are willing to pay extraordinary money to own. The story of the 1991 Lincoln 1 cent begins with a design that has become one of the most recognizable images in American history. The portrait of President Abraham Lincoln first appeared on the penny in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of his birth. It was the first regular United States coin to feature the portrait of a real historical person. The design was created by the famous sculptor Victor David Brenner, whose initials can still be found on modern Lincoln cents. By the time 1991 arrived, the Lincoln Memorial design had already been a part of American life for more than 3 decades. Every day, billions of transactions took place using these small copper-colored coins, yet few people realized that some of them would one day become highly sought-after collectibles. The 1991 Lincoln cent was produced at several United States mint facilities including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco for proof coins. Most of these coins were made from a copper-plated zinc composition consisting of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. Each coin weighed approximately 2.5 grams and had a diameter of 19 millimeters. While these specifications may sound ordinary, even the smallest difference in weight, strike, metal composition, or minting error can transform a common penny into a prize worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. When people think about valuable coins, they often imagine centuries-old gold pieces or rare silver dollars. However, some of the greatest surprises in the coin collecting world come from modern pennies like the 1991 Lincoln cent. Most were struck perfectly for circulation, but a very small number displayed extraordinary characteristics that made them stand out. These include off-center strikes, doubled dies, broad strikes, die cracks, cut errors, rotated dies, wrong planchets, clipped planchets, and other rare minting mistakes. Collectors are constantly searching for these unique examples because each era represents a moment when the United States Mint produced something completely unexpected. One of the biggest reasons certain 1991 Lincoln cents attract massive attention is their condition. The vast majority of these coins entered circulation immediately after they left the mint. They were passed from person to person, stored in cash registers, dropped on sidewalks, scratched, stained, and worn over time. Finding a perfect example today is extremely difficult. Collectors use professional grading services to evaluate coins on a scale from 1 to 70. A coin that receives a grade of mint state 68, 69, or even the elusive perfect mint state 70 can command prices that are many thousands of times higher than its face value. Luster is another important factor that makes a 1991 Lincoln cent special. When a coin is freshly struck, light reflects off its surface in a beautiful cartwheel effect. If that original mint luster remains untouched after more than 3 decades, the coin becomes much more desirable. Collectors love brilliant red examples that still display their original color because red copper surfaces are far more difficult to preserve than many people realize. Exposure to air, humidity, fingerprints, or improper storage can quickly change a bright red penny into a brown one. As a result, original red 1991 cents in gem condition can bring substantial premiums. The strike quality of the coin also plays a major role in determining its value. Experts examine every detail of Abraham Lincoln's hair, his coat, the lettering of Liberty, the date, "In God We Trust," and the details of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Sharp, fully struck details indicate that the coin was produced under excellent mint conditions. Any weakness, flatness, or imperfections can reduce value, while exceptional strikes are always highly sought after. Error coins have created some of the most exciting stories in the hobby. Imagine discovering a 1991 penny with a dramatic off-center strike where part of the design is missing yet the date remains visible. Such an error can attract significant interest from collectors. Double die varieties, where certain letters or numbers appear double due to the die creation process, are another type of error that can bring impressive prices. These small details are often invisible to the naked eye, which is why many serious collectors use magnifying glasses or digital microscopes to inspect every penny they find. Another feature that adds to the mystery of the 1991 Lincoln cent is its potential to appear in old collections. Many people inherit coin jars from parents or grandparents without realizing that a rare variety may be hiding inside. Sometimes a valuable penny sits undisturbed for decades until someone decides to sort through the collection. These discoveries have inspired countless people to begin checking their own change in hopes of finding the next great treasure. Now let us talk about the incredible market value that has attracted so much attention. While ordinary circulated 1991 pennies are common, exceptional specimens with rare errors, perfect preservation, outstanding eye appeal, and professional certification can reach remarkable levels in the collector market. The current reference value we are discussing today is $779,372 for an extraordinary example that possesses the rare combination of characteristics demanded by elite collectors. This figure represents the kind of price that only the very finest known specimens or unique error examples can achieve in the right market under the right circumstances. The coin market is driven by supply, demand, rarity, condition, certification, historical importance, and collector competition. When multiple serious buyers want the same rare coin, prices can rise dramatically. Some collectors build complete sets of Lincoln cents and are willing to pay record-breaking amounts to acquire the finest available example of a particular date. This competitive environment has helped transform certain modern pennies from ordinary currency into legendary collectibles. If you own a 1991 Lincoln cent, do not clean it. This is one of the biggest mistakes new collectors make. Cleaning a coin can create tiny scratches that permanently damage the surface and significantly reduce its value. Even if a coin looks dirty, professional collectors prefer original surfaces over shiny cleaned ones. Always handle your coins by the edges and store them in protective holders to preserve their condition. If you believe your 1991 penny may be something special, examine it carefully under good lighting. Check the date, the mint mark if present, the lettering, the rim, the strike, the color, and look for any unusual features. Compare its weight with standard specifications if possible. If you notice something that appears different or rare, consider having the coin authenticated and graded by a professional coin grading service. Certification provides confidence to buyers and often increases the marketability of high-value coins. The beauty of coin collecting is that treasure can still be found today. Every roll of pennies, every old collection, every estate sale, and every coin album holds the possibility of a surprise discovery. That is what makes this hobby so exciting. The next record-breaking coin could be waiting inside a simple box in your home, a drawer that has not been opened in years, or a handful of change received from a local store. The 1991 Liberty 1 cent remains a symbol of American history, numismatic excellence, and the thrill of discovery. It reminds us that great value is not always found in large objects. Sometimes the greatest treasures come in the smallest packages. A single penny has the power to connect us with history, inspire new collectors, and in extraordinary cases, represent an astonishing financial opportunity. Thank you for watching Rare US Coins. If you enjoyed this incredible story about the 1991 Liberty 1 cent, make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Rare US Coins for more amazing stories about hidden treasures, rare pennies, valuable dimes, quarters, half dollars, and other United States coins that could be worth a fortune. Remember to check every coin you receive, because the next life-changing discovery could already be sitting right in your pocket. Today we are uncovering another incredible treasure hiding in plain sight, a coin that millions of Americans have handled without realizing it could become one of the most talked about Lincoln cents among collectors. If you have ever searched through old jars, piggy banks, family collections, or forgotten coin rolls, today's story might completely change the way you look at every penny you own. We are talking about the 1993 Liberty 1 cent, a coin that may appear ordinary at first glance but has captured the attention of collectors because of its history, fascinating production story, valuable errors, and the possibility that exceptional examples can command astonishing prices. Before you spend another penny, watch this entire video because one small detail could make the difference between a common 1-cent coin and a collector's dream. The story of the 1993 Liberty 1 cent begins at the Denver Mint, where millions of Lincoln cents were struck during 1993. By this time, the Lincoln cent had already become one of America's most beloved coins, first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first regular United States coin to feature the portrait of a real historical figure instead of the symbolic Lady Liberty that had appeared on many earlier American coins. Although many people casually call these coins Liberty 1 cents because they proudly display the national motto "In God We Trust" and represent America's long tradition of liberty, the official design is known as the Lincoln cent. The front of the 1993 coin features Abraham Lincoln's famous portrait created by Victor David Brenner. His initials VDB can be found on modern Lincoln cents, reminding collectors of the artist whose work has survived for generations. The reverse of the 1993 cent features the Lincoln Memorial design created by Frank Gasparo. If you look carefully between the columns of the memorial with magnification, you can actually see a tiny image of the Lincoln statue inside the building. This remarkable miniature detail has amazed collectors for decades because it demonstrates the incredible precision achieved by the United States Mint. The 1993 Lincoln cent was produced using a copper-plated zinc composition consisting of approximately 97.5% zinc covered with a thin layer of copper. Each coin weighs approximately 2.5 grams and measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter. Although these specifications seem simple, collectors know that even the smallest variation in weight, strike quality, or metal composition can create a coin worth far more than 1 cent. During 1993, the Denver Mint produced billions of Lincoln cents to satisfy the nation's demand for circulating coinage. Most of these coins entered everyday commerce almost immediately. They were used in grocery stores, vending machines, restaurants, banks, and businesses across America. Because so many entered circulation, most examples today show heavy wear, scratches, stains, and environmental damage. However, finding a perfectly preserved example that escaped circulation is much more challenging, making high-grade specimens especially desirable. One reason collectors continue searching for the 1993 D cent is the possibility of discovering valuable mint errors. Error coins have become one of the fastest-growing areas of coin collecting because they represent mistakes made during the minting process. While quality control at the United States Mint is extremely strict, no manufacturing system is perfect. Occasionally, unusual coins escape inspection and enter circulation, creating exciting discoveries years later. Collectors carefully inspect every 1993 D cent for double dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, die chips, cuds, lamination errors, strike-through errors, misaligned dies, and dramatic die breaks. Some error coins can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on their rarity and condition. This is why experienced collectors never ignore even the most common-looking penny. Condition plays perhaps the biggest role in determining a coin's value. Professional grading companies examine every tiny detail under powerful magnification. They evaluate luster, strike quality, contact marks, eye appeal, color, and surface preservation before assigning an official numerical grade. Coins graded Mint State 65, Mint State 66, Mint State 67, and above often become significantly more valuable than circulated examples. A difference of just one grading point can sometimes mean hundreds or even thousands of dollars in additional value. Color is another important factor. Collectors classify Lincoln cents into brown, and red categories. A brilliant original red coin with full mint luster is generally worth much more than one that has darkened over time. Maintaining the original fiery copper color is extremely difficult because copper reacts naturally with air and moisture. This makes fully red examples increasingly scarce as the years pass. Many beginning collectors believe that only old coins are valuable. The 1993 D Lincoln cent proves this assumption is not always correct. Modern coins with exceptional preservation, rare errors, or unusual production characteristics can become highly desirable. Coin collecting is full of surprises because rarity is determined not only by age but also by condition, demand, survival rate, and collector interest. One of the most exciting aspects of searching for 1993 D cents is the possibility of finding transitional errors or unusual striking characteristics. Although extremely rare, collectors constantly examine coins for unusual weight differences, missing copper plating, doubled lettering, rotated dies, or unexpected design variations. Every year, newly discovered error coins appear that had remained unnoticed for decades. Now let's discuss the market value that has attracted so much attention. Most circulated 1993 D Lincoln cents remain worth only face value or a few cents. Nice uncirculated examples often sell for several dollars depending on grade and color. Higher certified mint state examples can reach hundreds of dollars, while spectacular registry quality coins have sold for much larger amounts at major auctions. In internet discussions and promotional claims, some extraordinary figures are sometimes mentioned for exceptionally rare examples. The figure of $779,327 is an extraordinary claim and would require a unique specimen with exceptional rarity and verified auction results to support such a value. For most 1993 D cents, actual market prices are far lower, but the search remains exciting because unusual errors and elite condition coins can command impressive premiums. Professional authentication has become essential for valuable coins. Before paying large sums, serious buyers prefer coins certified by respected grading companies because certification confirms authenticity, assigns an independent grade, and protects the coin inside a secure holder. Certified coins generally attract greater buyer confidence and stronger prices at auction. Storage is another secret known by experienced collectors. Never clean an old coin, even if it appears dirty. Cleaning often creates tiny scratches that permanently reduce collector value. Instead, handle coins only by their edges and store them in protective holders, archival quality flips, or certified slabs. Proper storage preserves luster, prevents corrosion, and helps maintain long-term value. Many incredible discoveries have been made by ordinary people searching through pocket change, inherited collections, estate sales, bank rolls, and forgotten jars of coins. Some collectors spend weekends purchasing rolls of pennies from local banks simply to hunt for overlooked treasures. While most coins are common, every roll carries the excitement that the next coin could reveal a rare error or remarkable condition rarity. The popularity of Lincoln cents continues to grow around the world. Collectors appreciate the historical connection to Abraham Lincoln, the artistic beauty of the design, and the endless variety of dates, mint marks, and collectible errors. Building a complete Lincoln cent collection often becomes a lifelong adventure filled with research, patience, and unforgettable discoveries. Technology has also transformed coin collecting. High-resolution photography, online auctions, digital grading resources, and worldwide collector communities allow enthusiasts to compare coins instantly and learn from experts across the globe. A rare discovery made in a small town can quickly attract international attention, creating fierce bidding competition among collectors. As the years continue to pass, finding untouched original 1993 Lincoln cents becomes increasingly difficult. More coins enter private collections, while others suffer damage through circulation, improper cleaning, or environmental exposure. This gradual reduction in top-quality survivors increases collector interest in exceptional examples. Imagine opening an old family coin box that has not been touched for decades. Hidden among ordinary pennies could be a brilliant red 1993 cent with razor-sharp details, blazing mint luster, and perhaps even an unusual mint error overlooked for years. Stories like these continue to inspire collectors because remarkable discoveries still happen. Whether you are an experienced numismatist or someone just beginning to explore the fascinating world of American coins, the 1993 Lincoln cent reminds us that history can exist in the smallest everyday objects. Every coin carries a story of American commerce, craftsmanship, and national heritage. Even a single penny can connect us with generations of people who used it in daily life. Thank you for watching Rare U.S. Coins. Today we are diving into another incredible American coin that many people overlook every single day, yet some collectors spend years searching for the finest examples. Imagine reaching into your pocket, opening an old coin jar, or searching through a forgotten collection and discovering a simple-looking Lincoln Liberty 1 cent that could be worth far more than its face value. That possibility is exactly why millions of coin collectors continue searching through pennies across America. The star of today's video is the 2003 Liberty 1 cent, a coin that tells an amazing story about American history, modern minting, rare collecting opportunities, and the excitement of discovering hidden treasures. Stay with me until the end because this coin has surprised collectors many times, and you might already own one without even realizing it. The 2003 Liberty 1 cent was produced at the famous Denver Mint during a period when billions of Lincoln cents were being manufactured every year. At first glance, it appears to be an ordinary penny. Most people spend it without giving it a second thought. However, experienced collectors know that ordinary-looking coins can sometimes become extraordinary because of exceptional condition, minting errors, or unique characteristics that separate them from millions of others. That is why every serious coin collector carefully examines every Lincoln cent before deciding whether it belongs in a collection or back into circulation. The history of the Lincoln cent is one of the greatest stories in American coinage. Introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth, the Lincoln cent became the first regular United States coin to feature a real historical person instead of the symbolic Lady Liberty. This decision completely changed American coin design forever. Since then, generations of Americans have carried Lincoln cents in their pockets while the coin witnessed wars, economic booms, technological revolutions, and countless historic moments. The 2003 Lincoln cent continued this proud tradition. The front of the coin displays the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln with the word Liberty beside him, the date 2003, and the small D mint mark indicating it was struck at the Denver Mint. Above Lincoln appears the famous national motto "In God We Trust," while the reverse features the Lincoln Memorial, a design admired by collectors around the world. Inside the memorial, under magnification, collectors can even see the tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside the building, an amazing artistic achievement considering the coin measures less than 1 inch across. One fascinating fact about the 2003 D penny is its composition. Unlike older copper pennies, this coin contains a zinc core covered with a thin layer of pure copper. This change was introduced in the early 1980s to reduce production costs as copper prices increased dramatically. Although modern cents contain much less copper than earlier issues, collectors still treasure them because condition, rarity, and mint errors matter far more than metal content. The Denver Mint struck billions of these coins during 2003. Because such a large number entered circulation, most examples remain worth only 1 cent. However, this is where the story becomes exciting. Coin collecting is not simply about finding the oldest coin. It is about finding the finest example or discovering a coin with a rare mistake that escaped the mint's quality control process. A perfect coin can become thousands of times more valuable than an ordinary one. Collectors evaluate coins using a grading system that ranges from heavily worn pieces to nearly perfect mint state examples. The better the preservation, the higher the value. Coins with brilliant original luster, sharp details, no scratches, and beautiful eye appeal are always in greater demand. Professional grading companies carefully inspect every surface under powerful magnification before assigning an official grade, and even a 1-point difference can dramatically change the market price. One reason collectors search for the 2003 D penny is the possibility of valuable mint errors. Mint errors occur during the manufacturing process and can transform an ordinary coin into an exciting collectible. Some of the most sought-after errors include double dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, missing clad layers, wrong planchets, and dramatic die breaks. Every error tells the story of a unique moment inside the mint where something unexpected occurred during production. A double die error can cause letters, numbers, or design elements to appear doubled under magnification. Even slight doubling attracts collector interest, while dramatic examples can command significant premiums. Off-center strikes occur when the blank coin is not perfectly aligned during striking, producing a design that appears shifted. The greater the off-center strike while keeping the date visible, the more desirable the coin often becomes. Another exciting possibility is discovering a die crack. These cracks form when the steel dies begin wearing out after striking countless coins. Metal flows into the crack, leaving raised lines across the finished coin. Large die breaks sometimes create unusual raised areas that collectors affectionately nickname cuds. Such pieces become fascinating examples of the mint's production history. Some collectors specialize in brilliant red uncirculated Lincoln cents. Copper slowly changes color over time, so coins that retain their original bright red surfaces are much scarcer than brown examples. Professional grading services use color designations such as red, red-brown, and brown. A fully red coin with an exceptionally high mint state grade can sell for many times more than an average circulated example. Now comes the number that has captured the attention of collectors everywhere. Some discussions surrounding exceptionally rare, perfectly preserved, or extraordinary examples have mentioned astonishing figures, including a market value of approximately $779,373. Such extraordinary prices are associated only with extremely unusual coins possessing exceptional rarity, remarkable preservation, or unique characteristics recognized by advanced collectors. The overwhelming majority of 2003 D pennies remain worth face value or only a modest premium, but this remarkable figure reminds collectors why every coin deserves careful examination before being spent. Imagine finding a nearly flawless 2003 D penny inside an old bank roll, inherited collection, forgotten piggy bank, or unopened mint set. That single discovery could inspire months or even years of research as experts examine every detail to determine whether the coin possesses qualities worthy of elite collector status. Stories like these fuel the passion of coin collecting across the United States and around the world. Many beginning collectors make the mistake of cleaning coins. Cleaning almost always damages the original surfaces and can reduce collector value significantly. Even gentle polishing creates tiny scratches that experts immediately recognize. The safest approach is to leave every coin exactly as it was found and store it carefully in a protective holder to preserve its original appearance. If you believe you have discovered an exceptional 2003 Lincoln cent, compare it carefully with certified examples, inspect it under proper lighting, and consider professional authentication. Professional grading not only verifies authenticity but also provides an independent assessment of condition, making the coin easier to buy, sell, insure, or display. Searching for valuable coins requires patience, knowledge, and attention to detail. Every roll of pennies represents another opportunity to discover a hidden treasure. Experienced collectors often search thousands of coins before finding one truly special, but that single discovery makes every hour worthwhile. Coin collecting is a hobby where history, art, economics, and adventure come together in the palm of your hand. The 2003 Liberty 1 cent reminds us that value is not always obvious. An ordinary-looking penny can inspire excitement, education, and even dreams of remarkable financial rewards. Every scratch, every shine, every tiny mint mark, and every microscopic detail contributes to the unique story of each individual coin. That is why collectors never stop searching, learning, and sharing their discoveries with others. Thank you for joining Rare U.S. Coins. Today we are exploring one of the most fascinating modern Lincoln cents ever produced, the Liberty 1 cent 2004 USA coin. Millions of people have seen this coin, thousands have spent it without a second thought, and countless collectors are now searching through old jars, piggy banks, drawers, and family collections hoping to discover a valuable example. What if one ordinary-looking penny could actually become one of the most exciting finds in your collection? Could a coin worth only 1 cent when it was issued become worth hundreds, thousands, or even much more because of its rarity, condition, or minting error? Stay with us until the very end because today's story is filled with surprising history, collector secrets, fascinating facts, and valuable information that every coin enthusiast should know. The 2004 Lincoln 1 cent represents more than just another year of production. It carries on one of America's longest-running coin traditions. Since 1909, the Lincoln cent has honored President Abraham Lincoln, becoming the first circulating United States coin to feature the portrait of a real historical figure. Before Lincoln appeared on the cent, American coins usually displayed symbolic figures such as Lady Liberty. Because of that tradition, many collectors continue to refer to Lincoln cents as Liberty 1 cents, connecting today's coins with America's earlier coinage heritage. The year 2004 arrived during an exciting period in United States coin collecting. Millions of Lincoln cents were struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints to meet everyday commercial demand. Although these coins entered circulation in enormous numbers, not every coin was created equally. Tiny differences during the minting process, exceptional preservation, and rare production mistakes transformed a small number of these ordinary cents into extraordinary collector treasures. When examining the obverse of the 2004 Lincoln cent, you immediately notice Abraham Lincoln's detailed portrait facing right. Above him appears the famous national motto "In God We Trust." The word liberty is proudly displayed to the left of Lincoln's portrait, while the date 2004 appears to the right. Depending on where the coin was produced, collectors may also find a small D mint mark below the date, indicating it was struck at the Denver Mint. Coins without a mint mark were produced at the Philadelphia Mint. The reverse features the famous Lincoln Memorial design, introduced in 1959. This remarkable artwork displays the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., with the tiny seated statue of Lincoln actually visible between the memorial columns under magnification. Around the design appear the inscriptions United States of America, E pluribus unum, and 1 cent. This reverse remained one of the most recognized coin designs in American history until it was replaced after the Lincoln Bicentennial celebration. Most 2004 Lincoln cents were struck using copper-plated zinc planchets. Although many people believe these pennies are solid copper, they actually consist of a zinc core covered by a thin layer of pure copper. Each coin weighs approximately 2.5 grams and measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter. This composition has been used for Lincoln cents since 1982, helping reduce production costs while maintaining the familiar appearance Americans recognize. Now comes the question everyone is asking. What is the current value of the 2004 Liberty 1 cent? Most circulated examples remain worth only a few cents because they were produced in huge quantities. However, condition changes everything in coin collecting. An uncirculated coin with blazing original mint luster can command a significantly higher premium than an ordinary circulated example. Certified mint state coins graded by professional grading services continue attracting collectors who seek the finest surviving examples for registry collections. Even more exciting are the rare error coins. Throughout the minting process, mistakes occasionally occurred. Some 2004 Lincoln cents display double dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, die chips, misaligned dies, or other fascinating mint errors. These unusual coins often become highly desirable because no two errors are exactly alike. Collectors are constantly searching for dramatic examples that escaped quality control and entered circulation. One of the most valuable characteristics any modern Lincoln cent can possess is exceptional preservation. Coins graded MS-67 or higher become remarkably scarce because even tiny contact marks, scratches, or dull surfaces reduce the grade. High-grade registry collectors compete fiercely whenever superb examples appear at auction, sometimes paying prices that surprise even experienced collectors. Many people ask whether every 2004 penny is worth a fortune. The answer is no. Most remain common circulation coins. However, the possibility of discovering a rare variety, spectacular error, or exceptionally preserved specimen keeps collectors searching year after year. That excitement is one of the reasons coin collecting remains one of the world's most enjoyable hobbies. Let's discuss the market value that has captured so much attention. According to the value provided for today's discussion, the featured market value is $779,328. Such an extraordinary figure would apply only to an exceptionally rare or unique collector example with remarkable characteristics, such as an extraordinary mint error, an unmatched certified grade, historical significance, or another exceptional feature recognized by the numismatic market. Ordinary 2004 Lincoln cents do not reach this value, but truly extraordinary coins have demonstrated throughout history that rarity and collector demand can produce astonishing auction prices. The coin market constantly changes as new discoveries are made, collector demand increases, and certified populations evolve. Every year collectors submit additional coins for professional grading, hoping to uncover another top population example capable of commanding impressive premiums. This dynamic marketplace creates endless excitement because today's overlooked coin could become tomorrow's headline-making auction result. Professional grading plays an enormous role in determining value. Organizations carefully authenticate, examine, and assign numerical grades based upon strike quality, surface preservation, luster, eye appeal, and overall condition. A single point difference on the grading scale can sometimes increase a coin's value dramatically, particularly for modern coins where top grades remain scarce. Many collectors wonder where valuable 2004 pennies can still be found. The answer may be closer than you think. Old bank rolls, inherited collections, estate sales, coin dealer inventories, forgotten piggy banks, garage sales, and even everyday pocket change occasionally produce surprising discoveries. Every experienced collector has a memorable story about finding an unexpected treasure where nobody else thought to look. Lighting and magnification become essential tools when examining Lincoln cents. A quality magnifying glass or digital microscope allows collectors to inspect lettering, mint marks, surfaces, and design details carefully. Many important varieties appear almost invisible to the naked eye but become obvious under proper magnification. Storage also determines whether a coin maintains its value over time. Coins should always be handled by the edges to prevent fingerprints from damaging delicate surfaces. Acid-free holders, capsules, or archival quality flips help preserve original mint luster while protecting against scratches, moisture, and environmental contamination. History teaches us that today's common coins sometimes become tomorrow's great rarities. Decades ago, many famous American coins circulated unnoticed before collectors realized their true significance. This is exactly why careful examination of modern coins continues to reward patient collectors willing to study every detail. The Lincoln cent remains one of America's greatest collecting traditions because almost everyone can participate. Unlike expensive gold or silver coins, Lincoln cents remain affordable, accessible, and exciting for beginners while still offering advanced collectors endless challenges through varieties, die states, grading, and mint errors. The 2004 Liberty 1 cent reminds us that value comes from much more than face value. It represents American history, craftsmanship, technological innovation, and the thrill of discovery. Whether your coin ultimately proves to be worth 1 cent, $1, hundreds of dollars, or an extraordinary collector premium, every coin tells a unique story waiting to be uncovered. Imagine opening an old coin jar inherited from a grandparent and discovering a beautifully preserved 2004 Lincoln cent unlike any you have ever seen. Perhaps it displays a dramatic mint error, flawless surfaces, or extraordinary eye appeal. That single moment of discovery is what inspires millions of collectors across the world to continue searching, learning, and preserving history one coin at a time. As the market for collectible coins continues evolving, knowledgeable collectors understand that education becomes one of the greatest investments. Learning how to identify valuable dates, recognize authentic mint errors, understand grading standards, and follow auction trends transforms ordinary coin searching into an exciting treasure hunt filled with endless possibilities. Thank you for joining Rare US Coins on another incredible journey into the fascinating world of American coin collecting. If you enjoyed discovering the history, value, rarity, and market potential of the 2004 Liberty 1 cent, be sure to support the channel by liking this video, sharing it with fellow collectors, and subscribing for more amazing stories about valuable pennies, rare nickels, historic dimes, extraordinary quarters, and hidden treasures that could be sitting unnoticed in collections around the world. Remember, every coin has a story, every date holds a mystery, and your next life-changing discovery could already be waiting in your pocket. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and keep believing that the next incredible rare coin could be yours.